That's because I told you the ending and you got all pissed off.
Oh no, that
What I found interesting
spoiler
about it is
alert.
that, yeah, spoiler alert
Spoiler!
on that one.
Whoa! Spoiler
Oh no! But
alert!
what happens is that near the end of the game, you start playing as one of Cole Phelps's squad mates,
Mhm.
and he's sort of, I don't remember exactly what it is. He's like a detective of some kind.
He's an insurance investigator.
There we go, insurance investigator, and he's sort of roped. He's kind of roped into all this indirectly in this kind of fucked up, manipulative way. But the more you go through the game, the more you notice that what Cole Phelps says as a person versus what he actually does do not match up. As the game
It,
goes on, like you see, like he cheats on his wife, and he's like he'll bark at his partner for misbehaving and stuff. But then when his partner does horrible things to some random girl at a bar, he'll just kind of sit there and stare and like not say anything
Mhm.
because he's this. That's the sort of interesting flaw in the character is that he doesn't really ever stand up for really anything he does, and he has morals that he says and never actually acts on. Obviously, we know that he's completely torn up over the whole what he went through when he was in Okinawa, and that's really the only thing. That's the one thing he's never really forgiven himself for, and his actions in Okinawa and indirectly the leftovers of that are what caused most of the storyline of L.A. Noire, even though you don't realize that till later in the game. And by the end of the game, you realize that the true hero of this entire storyline is actually his old squad mate. This guy that's the insurance investigator. He's everything that Cole Phelps pretends to be. He stands up for his morals. He fights for what's right, and he's there to the bitter end for whatever he needs to do. While Cole Phelps is kind of this flawed character that's ready to be both figuratively and literally washed away.
Mhm.
And that's what happens. He gets killed in a freaking sewage flood.
Right. Exactly. I mean, yeah. When you read into it like that, and you're just like, "Oh, I take this to heart."
I'm one
You
of those
know.
douchebags that got to the end of the limbo and I'm like, I have to think about this.
I know. I
I have
must
to.
sit and ponder.
He just flew through a window of some kind and then in slow motion, and then he looks like he's where he started. I must dissect why this happened, and I did.
I must digest.
But
But no, just
it's the
like,
kind of thing where you can't really imagine. If you think about it, you really can't imagine anything happening to Phelps after that storyline is over. Like, what would he do? It's like it
well,
almost
no,
makes.
I expected him to die. You see
Yeah,
it coming when you switch over to the other guy. You're like, oh, this guy's life's down the toilet. Might as well kill him off. But I just wanted something more than just a flood. I mean, a hail of gunfire, an OD in a crack den or something. Something interesting. Just the flooding just kind of got to me. It's just like, oh, okay, he can't swim. I guess that sucks for him. Other than
it
that,
kind of matches up with the ongoing thing, though, where he has this the biggest enemy in the horrible cliche I'm about to say is that the biggest enemy throughout the entire movie, and I just said movie, god damn it,
ha,
because that's what it felt like to me. But the entire game, the big enemy that Cole Phelps has is himself. He's just constantly going against about what he did, and he's torn by regret, and that's the only real driving force behind anything he does. So in the end, it's his own choice to die at the end. He doesn't get killed by some like shoehorned in villain. He like the rich douchebag that's orchestrating all the bad stuff doesn't like suddenly like become a badass gunsman and shoot and gun down Cole Phelps or anything like that.
right. Well, and one redeeming thing kind of for me is that really nobody gets their comeuppance. I mean, the commissioner comes in, he's like, "Hey, I can screw you guys over," and he's
Yeah.
looking at the other guy, and it's like,
Oh,
really,
it's sickening to watch all the really horrible characters right there in the funeral for Cole Phelps. These people that are part of the reason he died, or they did horrible things while he was there, or they just did horrible things in general throughout the storyline.
right? And then when he stands up and he's like, "Wow, or whoever spoke, I can't remember who spoke at the funeral, or whatever. It's like he was a good man, an
That
honest,
was hard to
decent
sit. That
man."
was so hard to sit through
Right?
because you
You're
know that
like,
the people talking how like they tried to kill him,
I
or they
know.
did kill him.
It's
They
like
did
you guys
horrible.
are all dicks.
Yeah,
so then you liked it, you didn't like it, but you liked it and you didn't like it.
yeah.
Something
Okay,
like that.
I enjoyed the storyline. I just didn't enjoy
The game.
the gameplay, which is kind of important to a game.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
there's
the
one,
whole
Yeah.
playing
there's
it
a
part.
specific
I
thing I
got
did
into